You know what I think it's time for? A spring garden tour. Good morning and welcome to Homesteading Not Exactly. My name is Luana and welcome to my backyard garden / homestead wannabe. If any of you have been following me for any period of time, you know that I pretty much have no idea what I'm doing, but we're learning. We're learning a lot and we're having fun. So I love taking you guys on this journey with me and giving any advice, basically what I've learned from other people who know more than me, so that if you're just getting started on this journey, maybe you can learn from me and my mistakes and not make the same ones that I have. But I have been away from posting videos for a while because of all this. I have just been focusing on trying to get this all set up. I'm not done yet, but I am at a point where I can take a little bit of a breather, and I wanted to make sure I got this video done before that breather time ran out. So check it out. Let's take a walk through, and you can see what I've been up to. So first things first, starting at the very beginning of the garden are my banana trees. I have had these banana trees for quite a few years, and I have yet to eat any bananas from them. Not because they haven't produced. Well, this one has not produced. This is known as an ice cream banana. It has not produced yet. This one, honestly, I don't know what variety it is, and it has produced multiple times. As you can see here, we've got some going on right now, which I'm really excited about and hopeful that we actually get to eat them this time. Usually this tree has produced over the winter, and we've tried many different tactics to save the bananas when we get a hard frost, but for some reason we just have not been able to, so we've never been able to eat bananas from this tree. This is the second time we've actually got some. This is the second time we've actually got some in the spring. So I'm going to definitely focus on fertilizing and watering these trees regularly so that we can eat bananas this time. I've been dying to eat these bananas from these trees, homegrown. So I'm really excited about that. Over here, we have a couple of pots with silver dollar eucalyptus in it. They're super teeny tiny, like tiny. And this one's a little bit bigger, but not much. And there's a funny story behind that. So the eucalyptus was to be a part of my medicinal garden, and for some dumb reason, me not doing enough research, I thought eucalyptus was a bush. So I found silver dollar eucalyptus seeds, and I planted like 20 of them. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to make a whole hedge of eucalyptus so that I can use it for medicinal purposes and for making the house smell good, because I love the smell of eucalyptus. And then I did some research after I planted them or started the seeds in my little seedling tray, and found out that it's not a bush. It's a tree. It's a really, really big tree. So there's no way I can plant 20 eucalyptus trees in my yard. Not happening. I can't. So I put 3 of them, the 2 I showed you, and I have 1 other in pots for now. I've given 1 or 2 away. I have some more. So that's the story behind the eucalyptus. Moving on. So this is my second year gardening in raised beds, and if you were with me last year, you'll recognize these are my 3 original raised beds. So in this first one, I have put 2 or 3 different, maybe 3 or 4 different indeterminate tomatoes, and they are doing fabulously. And then I have 3 or 4 different varieties of peppers 4 on this side and then 4 on the other side. I also have, this is a toothache plant down here. I've got my marigolds to help keep the bugs away. I've got some purple basil in here as well to help keep bugs away. I do plan on putting more herbs in these beds because I definitely have space. That one's getting eaten. Got to take care of that. But the tomatoes are doing fabulous, at least for now. I know a lot of you are going to be on here and be like, hey, you put too many on there. Yes, I did. I absolutely did. I not only did it here, this one's actually not as bad, but I did it here too. In this bed, I have my Amish paste tomatoes on one side, and on the other side, I put in Mortgage Lifter tomatoes. In this bed, I am trying the double leader system. And the reason I overplanted was because I had way too many seedlings, and me being the new gardener that I am, I didn't have the heart to toss the extras, and I planted a lot. I was trying to give some away. I was trying to sell some. Didn't happen. So I planted and planted. Yeah. So I have, and I know it, don't have to tell me, way too many tomatoes in both of these beds. But we're going to make the best of it. And I'm really going to focus on fertilizing and watering and hard pruning, so that I try my best to keep the airflow, reduce disease, trying to grow them away from each other so that they have space. I think the biggest challenge is going to be keeping them, the nutrients in the soil enough for that many plants, as well as keeping the disease down. I think those are going to be my 2 biggest challenges. Won't be doing this again next season. Just happened. I'm not planting that many plants next year. And if I decide to give it a try again, maybe to sell at a market or something, that would be the only reason why I would do it again, to plant that many, but not in my own personal beds. Or at least make more beds if I want that many plants so that I can space them properly. So what do I mean by hard pruning? Basically, not all of these are up here yet, but I am going to get rid of any suckers like that. I'm going to make sure that I have at least 12 inches between the ground and the first set of leaves or branches, so that there's airflow here and no chance of anything touching the soil and getting a disease. Then as it continues to grow up these stakes, I'm going to continue pruning up to the lowest most bunch of fruit, basically. And then, like I said, in an attempt to just keep that airflow going and reduce the amount of nutrients that it needs by not having to support so many leaves. As far as trellising goes, I had a couple of ideas of what I wanted to do. The first 2 ideas, though, required my husband to build them out for me. And poor guy, he's been so crazy busy. He just has not had time. So I opted to go with these support stakes. And I got tomato clips to hold the tomato to the stake. And we're just going to see how that goes. When they top out at the top, that's probably just going to be it for this time around and hopefully next year I'll be able to do it the way I want to. We'll have more time to plant for that. But I also have peppers in here. I think these are hot peppers. And another toothache plant. I've got those kind of spread around. More basil, obviously. Basil's great for keeping away the tomato hornworm, so I just want that all over. Here's another one. This is, I believe, alyssum. If I remember right, I tried to plant some of that around because it's great for bringing pollinators through. Here's another one. Another toothache plant. And back here, this is spearmint. I love my mints. They're great, again, at keeping bugs away, but I also love to make medicinal compounds with it. Tinctures, or you can add it to tea, or, drinks or salads or whatever. On this side, I was super excited to find chocolate mint. This smells amazing, guys. It smells like an Andes candy. but it's not. To me, it's amazing to me to have a plant that you can smell chocolate from, and I'm definitely a chocoholic. Now these tomatoes here are my determinant varieties. So I have beefsteak, Tasmanian chocolate, and I believe a Washington cherry in here. And since these won't get so big, I just use these support cages for that. Again, more peppers. I've got bell and sweet banana. And what was the other one? Turkish courgette. So on the other side over there. So that pretty much sums up these 3 beds. I also worked really hard at redoing my irrigation system. Can't really see it because it's buried under the straw, which I am trying for the first time as my mulch. I really like it so far, but we'll keep you posted on that. But I totally revamped my irrigation system from what it was last year. I feel like it's going to work a whole lot better on all the beds. As busy as hubby is, he did build me this beautiful garden bed over here where I have all of the peppers in this bed are cayenne. Again, part of my medicinal garden. I have a couple of micro tomatoes in there. You can see right here, which I believe one's a rosy finch. There it is. One is an ink spot, and I forget what the third one is. And then over here, let's see if we can see, I grew carrots. I got 2 different kinds of carrots going. I've got Danvers and I've got purple carrot. And I'm waiting for them to get a little bit bigger so that I can thin them out. I've got more peppers in here. The peppers aren't doing so great in this bed. Not sure why. I probably just need to fertilize, which is part of what I'm doing today. I got my cucumbers going. Look, first one right there. Super excited. I think it's time to pick it. I'm going to pick that today. So these 3 first ones are National Pickling Cucumbers. These 3 are a slicing cucumber. I don't remember the name of the variety off the top of my head. And then I really don't know what this one is. It was a volunteer, so we'll find out when it gets bigger. There's another toothache plant. And this is peppermint that I grew from seed. Again, I love my mints. Just so versatile as to what you can do with them. And back this way, this is a blackberry that I desperately need to get in the ground. This is a plumeria that my beautiful daughter bought me over the winter, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been laying dormant ever since. But you can see, there it is. It has sprouted. I love plumeria. It's such a beautiful, beautiful plant. The flowers smell amazing. If you're not familiar with plumeria, it grows in Hawaii. It's what they make their leis out of. Super pretty. And I have my Shasta daisies. I am definitely planting more flowers this year to bring in the pollinators. And I just put that in the ground yesterday. Here I have, let me get out of the way here so that the sun is not creating. So these are nasturtiums. I've got this one here, that, and this one back there. They're a jewel tone mix. I really think they're so pretty, but they are also edible. If you've never tried them, they kind of taste like pepper. The leaves are stronger than the flowers. I just want to use the flowers, and like you can do it in like salads. But nasturtiums also make a wonderful trap crop, which is basically a plant that bugs like better than your other plants that you don't want them to eat. So you let them have a heyday with your trap crop, and it helps keep them away from your tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and stuff. The specific bugs, which I'll put on screen because I don't remember off the top of my head which specific bugs. I'm pretty sure it's aphids and something else that the nasturtiums really help with. Then in between, this is a milkweed. I will explain a little bit more what I'm doing with that here in a minute. I also planted, these are sunflowers, and I put these in the ground. They didn't all sprout, which is fine, but these first ones here are a chocolate cherry, which I am so excited about. And then those over there are a regular yellow sunflower. And the reason I put them here is that because I'm hoping they get tall enough, which they should get 6 to 8, maybe even taller feet tall, 6 to 8 feet tall or taller. Yeah, I can English. So that they'll create a little bit of a shade when it gets super, super hot for that garden bed right there, because they're going to need it. We get so much heat here. The tomatoes don't always tolerate that kind of heat very well. Then here I have another blackberry bush, again, needing to go in the ground. This is my lemon tree right there. And then right next to my lemon tree, I'm so excited, my onion bed. It's a tiny onion bed, I know, but it was my first attempt at onions. And look, I have onions. I got one there, and there's one there. I think I have about 8 that are bulbing right now, and several more that I'm hoping will start to bulb soon. These should be ready to harvest, I think, next month. So, onions, first time. Next year, I'm definitely making a larger bed of onions. Over here is a lime tree. Over there are my crazy dogs having way too much fun. Might as well tell you about this patch of mulch that I'm putting down since I came that way. And they're the reason why I'm putting it down. It's getting really hot already here in Florida, and this tarp is burning. So my dogs, I don't want them burning their paws on it. Right now it's early morning, so them running on it is not a big deal. It's not hot yet, and it's really a beautiful day. But come 11, 12 o'clock, it's going to be burning. And so I've been moving the last couple days. I've been working on moving some mulch that we have on the other side of the yard over here to cover it up. And then, yeah, that way keeps their little paws safe and sound. Okay, moving on. These plants, the next few here, are all part of my medicinal garden with the exception of that one in the corner. This is catmint. I'm creating a shadow again. Here we go. Catmint. This is called horehound. This is holy basil. This is lemon balm. And these are potatoes. Again, my first time growing potatoes. The top sides look beautiful, so I'm hoping there will be undersides to harvest when they're ready. Then in here, I planted echinacea just a little while ago. I'm trying to find a little baby here oh, here it is. There's a little baby echinacea just sprouted. There's another one over here and another one over there. So hopefully we'll get some more of that soon. This is calendula, and this is my second time planting calendula. I got a really good harvest the first time. So I'm really excited about having some more. Oh, look, this is funny. This is one of the calendula plants that I cut down, and it's re-sprouting. Perfect. Gotta love it when your plants just voluntarily come back on their own. This is called feverfew. And, okay, so that is it so far for the medicinal garden. I do have more seedlings. This plant deserves a round of applause. Look, I already have a little pepper on it. Can you see that? Look at there. So this is the only pepper plant that survived overwintering, and that's pretty cool. That means I didn't have to start this from seed. It was just started. It came out of dormancy all by its own and had a huge head start from all the other plants that I started from seed. There's another little pepper. And here's another little pepper right there. So this plant is doing beautifully. Very happy with that. I will be trying to overwinter my peppers again this season so that I don't have to start them from seed next time. Okay, in these grow bags, I have what's called Garden Huckleberry, and these are the same as those 4 garden bags, and those 4 garden bags, and those 4. I keep calling them garden bags. Grow bags, that's what they are. They're grow bags. Again, these are a trap crop. Great to plant next to your tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. They also produce a berry. Let me show you one of the bigger ones because it's already starting to flower. That while the berry itself does not taste like much, but fresh off the vine or the bush, I've heard it makes delicious jams, sauces, preserves. This one is getting ready to flower. So in addition to being a great trap crop for aphids and other pests, the pests only eat, I think it's good for leaf-footed bugs. They only eat the leaves, but they leave the berries alone. So super excited. This is my first time trying that. Really, really looking forward to that. And then I planted corn also for the first time. I'm so excited about this too. I'm excited about everything. Can you tell? So this first patch of corn is, what's it called? It's a sweet corn. I can't remember the variety off the top of my head. Again, my memory's bad if you guys haven't noticed. Then over here is a dent corn variety called Glass Gem. Couple things here about these two about these 2 varieties of corn that I planted. Number one, you'll notice that the sweet corn is way advanced over the Glass Gem corn. The reason I planted the Glass Gem corn was because it's so beautiful. I just wanted to see it in person, but I have read that it's good for making flour, for popping possibly, or for decoration. It's not really meant to be eaten like you would eat a regular sweet corn off the cob or in that sense. But it is so pretty. I had to try it just for the fun of it. Now the reason why they're so much smaller is because I waited about almost 3 weeks to plant them after I planted the sweet corn. They have the same growing period. I believe it was 110 days. And the thing with corn is that when you plant 2 separate different varieties that are close to each other like this, you don't want them to cross-pollinate because it will affect the flavor of your corn that you're eating. In my case, the sweet corn, not the dent corn or the Glass Gem corn. So because they have the same time frame for growing and maturing, I had to plant them 2 to 3 weeks apart to ensure that they wouldn't be in the pollination stage at the same time. So the idea is that my sweet corn will grow, get its tassels, silks and tassels, get pollinated completely and then all of that be over before my Glass Gem corn gets to that stage so that there is no cross-pollination. So hopefully it works out, and stay tuned because I will keep you posted on that. The other thing I have growing in this bed are, well, let's look at the obvious. Zucchini. I have 3 zucchini plants. There's one in the corner over there past the corn. And I am trying a method of not allowing them to be on the ground to reduce the vine borers that they are susceptible to. I have seen several posts from the experts say that if you make them grow up into a cage and support them and keep them off the ground, that you will have much fewer problems with vine borers. But I am ready for the vine borers in case I get some. Then over here, that's a peanut plant. And that's a peanut plant. And that's a peanut plant. This whole little area was supposed to be peanut plants, but only 3 sprouted. I'm okay with that. So peanuts are a legume, and they are also a nitrogen fixer, which is why I put them in here. after the corn is done producing, I will probably cover the whole bed with peanuts to get the nitrogen fixed back in the soil, so that the next thing I put in there, which is probably going to be onions, which also needs a lot of nitrogen, it'll be in the soil. It'll be less adding that I need to do. So that's the nice thing about doing that kind of cover crop idea, is using crops that give you what you need for the next thing that you're going to be putting in the ground. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. All right, then I have almost forgot. This is also part of my medicinal herb garden. I put some chamomile in here, or as somebody else calls it, chamomile, which if you know, you know. And that is actually a dill plant. Kind of little still, but it's actually doing good. Most of my dill didn't make it. I think I just transplanted it too soon, and in my eagerness to plant the dill, I should have waited. Then in here, I took advantage of these blocks. I'm going to put flowers in the blocks. I planted some seeds, sunflower seeds. Could be zinnias, could be cosmos. I don't know. I don't remember. But that's what I did. Same thing over here, but these have sprouted already. Again, no idea what they are. We'll find out when they flower. This is my orange tree. It is, what variety is it? See, I was smart and left the thingy on. It's a Valencia orange tree. It gave me a few oranges this past season, maybe 3. I really need to concentrate on this more to help it produce a much sweeter fruit and much better fruit. I didn't really pay too much attention to it last year. Learning, learning, learning. Here, in this little mound, and here, in this little mound, I planted Cal Sweet watermelons. Really excited about those. It is not a variety that vines all over the place, which I like since I don't have a lot of room. So we'll see how that goes. Then over here is my butterfly project that I didn't realize was going to be such a project. But oh my goodness, look at these guys. Save the monarchs. So remember how I told you I planted way too many plants and I didn't want to kill them all or get rid of them? Well, here's some of them. I put them in grow bags on my deck. Now these are indeterminates on this side, different varieties of tomatoes. And the idea is I have this frame system up here that I'm going to hang string down to the tomatoes to allow them to vine up. And the same idea with these over here. Only on this side, I do have a net that they're going to vine up. And then here I have some extra peppers. And this one, look at that. That's a micro tomato called Ink Spot. It's a really cool variety I've never tasted before, but it looks pretty. You can see they're kind of purple. It'll be neat to see what they look like when they mature. But yeah, really cool. Oh, and I just remembered, I don't think I finished explaining the single liter and double liter system that I was doing. So basically, like these, I'm keeping single liter. So they're just going to grow up one main vine. And that's it. The ones in the first bed, where am I at? Let's come over here. The ones in that bed right there, I did differently. So those I topped off, oops, I almost tripped. Those I topped off when they were smaller, which forced them to grow 2 separate vines. And if it goes well, I will do it again next season for all of my indeterminates, because with 2 vines, you're supposed to get twice the harvest from the plants, which I think is really cool. But again, because I planted so many of them, it's going to be a job because of doing the hard pruning. I am going to hard prune my single liters as well, just to try to keep things neat and disease-free and as bug-free as possible. But definitely have to do that for the double leaders. And again, we'll be showing you more of that as it gets growing. And lastly, I have what's on the table. A lot of these are medicinal. I have goji berry bushes. I have more peppermint there. I have ashwagandha right there. Then I have more basil, which I need to plant way more of. Just got some bunching onions that sprouted. That, I'm not sure. It's lavender. I always have a hard time with lavender, so we'll see if it sprouts. Parsley. This is comfrey. That is dill. There's a little stevia in there. I do have one out in the garden beds as well. These are the rest of my eucalyptus. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with those. We'll figure it out. And then on this table, these are all the tomatoes and peppers that I still have to deal with. So that's it, guys. As you can see, there's been a lot going on here in my little backyard homestead. This channel is basically all about homesteading with what you have available to you. You know, I don't have chickens, at least not yet. Maybe someday, but not yet. I don't have a whole lot of time to spend with taking care of more animals, which is probably the main reason why I don't have any other animals except for my 3 puppies at this time. And so, you know, you don't need to have all those things to do things to grow your own food. You don't even need all this space that I have. You can do this in whatever circumstance that you have, even if it's just 1 tomato plant or 1 pepper plant or 1 cucumber plant. You know, that's that much less that you have to spend money on. It was one of the main reasons why I decided to do this, because food prices are going up and I don't want to go to work. I'd rather work here doing this than go out and work in you know, doing what I used to do for so many years. So I enjoy this way more. My husband is working hard to pay the bills for us, and I'm working hard to make those expenses as few as possible. So please, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Would love for you to watch the journey as we take it day by day. I hope it won't be too long for the next video to come out. But a couple things you can expect to see is I will be doing videos on each individual medicinal flower or medicinal plant so that you can learn what they're good for and different things that you can make with it. I'm also going to do videos about canning when we get to harvesting. One of the main reasons why I went ahead and decided to keep so many of the tomato plants is because I want to make pizza sauce, I want to make pasta sauce, and I want to make my own ketchup. I made ketchup last year and it was so good, so I definitely want to do that again this year. I make pizza all the time, so pizza sauce will come in handy, and I'm Italian, so, you know, spaghetti sauce, who doesn't want that? So, you know, we'll be canning up a lot when we get to harvesting. So you'll have videos on that. Again, I'm not an expert canner, but I've learned a lot and it's gone pretty well so far. I'm going to be sharing with you the things that I've learned as far as that goes. What else? I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. Drop them in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you. And like always, don't forget to learn something new and grow a little too. See you next time.